Champion, may I have a word with you?
No. Alright, here are my thoughts on the tanks. So, VDH. From what I've noticed, 4 set is still bugged. It's not reducing the cooldown on Sigil Flame, which is massive, by the way. There's this one talent that bugs your Sigil Flame so that it doesn't extend. It's the one that increases the initial damage by 50%. So that's a pretty big loss of damage as well. But bugs aside, the class is pretty good. Defensively, it's probably a little bit behind. I mean, it'd probably help a lot if Sigil Flame uptime was higher. Like, I don't know how much more uptime it would have with the 4 set. Currently it's about like 50-ish%. Maybe it can go up to like 60-70. I don't know. It's a big deal though, Sigil Flame uptime. Damage is lacking too, but then again, you know, like, it's because of the bugs. The utility is insane though. I think the utility is a very make or break in a lot of situations. We did multiple dungeons today where we just pulled absolutely massive and literally locked down the entire pack with CCs. Spread is also quite a bit better because of Imora being hasted again, which was a bug. And once mobs are grouped, you can get a lot of aggro with your Elsin Decree and Sigil of Flame. The only awkward part right now is the class requires a ton of globals going into packs. Well, that's assuming you're doing bigger pulls. Like, if you're doing bigger pulls, you're having to grip them together, then silence Sigil, then, you know, do this, that, build your souls, get aggro. Yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Demon Hunter currently after the most recent rework. Blood Decay feels really good, both damage and survivability wise. The tier set proccing way more helps a ton. I think it's actually one of the stronger tanks right now. I don't know how it'll end up being when you go into like really high keys. It's like impossible to really say. And nobody knows what the legendary is going to do. Nobody's going to find out until someone actually gets one on live, which might take a long time. But as it stands, I think DK is one of the stronger tanks. Then there's Warrior, which is also the other tank that I think is pretty strong. It's both strong defensively and offensively. I mean, it still has the same weaknesses. If there are some crazy constant magic damage or bleed, the class kind of just dies. But it's hard to say where those parts are right now since I haven't really been testing these dungeons that much. In Throne of Tides, Warrior struggles really hard with the bites from the dogs. But I mean, every tank does. Those dogs are overtuned. I think Warrior is possibly the best tank right now. I don't know, it's hard to say. It's super tanky, pretty unkillable, does good damage. But, I mean, DK is kind of like that too. And Prop Paladin is also very high up there as well. So I guess I'll talk about Prop Paladin next. Prop Paladin does crazy damage right now. I've already mentioned that in my videos. The 4 set is like 6-8% damage. The 2 set is like another 6-8% damage. Crazy high damage, and defensively it's pretty good. 2 set helps a lot defensively. The utility on Paladin is also really good, as we've seen in Season 1. So yeah, I think the 3 play classes right now are the strong tanks. Paladin, Warrior, DK. Then there's Brew Master. The 2 set got nerfed, or I should say fixed, because it had a lot of weird interactions before. But they fixed the 4 set to work, so not like a complete loss. And it's still the highest damage tank. I think Brew will be pretty good still. Probably like a notch below the plate tanks, but it's still really good. I don't think there's any OP tanks right now. And then there's Bear Tank. So Bear Tank, the 2 set is bugged right now. It's supposed to give you 30k shield per 40 rage spent, I think. 20 or 40 rage. Right now, if you spend any rage, you automatically get max absorb shield, which means no matter the pull size, no matter how much rage you're generating, you're just gonna have a massive 25% DR, and it does a crap ton of damage. But I mean, aside from that, Bear Tank's really bad. I think Bear is probably the worst tank right now. Bear is like the worst. VDH is like in a really weird spot where it's not that powerful defensively or offensively, but their utility is out of this world. And then Monk's like a little bit better than that. And then there's the 3 plate tanks. Yeah, that about sums up how I feel about the tanks currently.